Conveniently, I'm in red again. Oh well, that's how it goes, yep. Yep, unsupported resolution. I think there's a fault there, yep, in the program, but anyhow, yeah, I figured I should come up and do a little bit chatty-do here because of the fact that I made a video. I posted a video up this morning. Hello, Jeff. And I seen your comments that you left, but they're not there, so either you removed all of your comments or they're just not putting them up. It's whichever, okay? Because I noticed that you put up 3 different comments, Jeff, to the video I posted up this morning. Yeah, okay, you deleted them. That's fine. I really don't care whichever. You know, the thing is I had echoing in that, and that happened during the processing. I don't know why. I went back and looked after it went up, and I heard that echoing. And I went back and through and looked at everything I did, and I don't got echoing on my side. Then I go to the side that I go to where, but that was before the processing. And then I checked it out after the processing, and so there must have been a glitch in the program when it processed out. But I didn't feel like taking it down and starting all over, so I just left it up because it's mainly in the short clips I showed, okay? But the reality is it's what I've been trying to tell people. You know, I'm real. I'm not fraudulent. I'm not fake. And I'm probably hated online by a lot of people because I'm not fake. I'm not fraudulent. I'm not spilling bullshit to the public, okay? And that's what they want. They want people who are fraudulent, fakes, you know. And that's probably why they dislike Steve Hokus so much. Because Steve Hokus is as real as I am. I mean, he's real. And it's no different than me. I'm quite real, and I actually care, and I want what's right for people, but you have to really start understanding what's going on, and you have to really start looking for root causes, the cause of the problem we're all living, not symptoms. You got to get off chasing that symptom kick, you know, that's just all there is to it. But I figured this was probably one I should do because I needed to address that. I like that when that guy says, oh yeah, and he brought up TFL. You know, I got my kicks out of that part. How he brought up TFL and it was like, really? You know, I've told people and I've showed people and I've told people, and the only thing I can do is I brought up a little bit of search for you so that you can see it with your own eyes. The military industrial complex, Eisenhower talked about it. Okay, and understanding who these people are. It's like with Alex Jones. If you're going to understand who these people really are, then you have to really do your homework. And for a lot of people, they don't know where to look. If you're asleep to what's going on, you're not going to have no clue where to look, and you're going to call people nuts that are telling you the truth. And so I figured I should show you a little bit in your face about CNN News. You already know they've been caught in lie after lie after lie after lie, and if you think that's going to change, and you know it isn't. The ratings thing he talked about, oh, their ratings are falling and blah, blah, blah. It's all an act. It's all BS. They're not going nowhere. All of your media, I don't care when you turn on your television set, all of your media, don't matter how many channels you got, are all controlled by the same entities. They sure are. It's the same entities that control them, and they do as they're told. And that's not going to change. It's not going to go away. You cannot trust CNN. If you want to trust them, then you can trust that you can pick up that 2-ton truck with your bare hands and bench press it over your head and throw it a city block. Now, you won't even be able to pick it up, let alone bench press it, let alone throw it an inch. Okay, but I have to say that because if you're going to believe in CNN, then I know damn well you could probably pick up that 2-ton truck and, you know, and go ahead and bench press that and throw it a city block, you know. Go ahead and show that to us, will you? Because that's how fraudulent you are to believe this crap, and I want people to see for the real, for the truth, right in your face, what I've been trying to tell them all along. And if you think that Mr. Monk, flinging BS onto the public is on your side, no, he isn't. I showed you who the guy is. All you got to do is open your eyes and pay attention to what his page looks like, to the professionalism of it, and what he has done and the message he's spewing. Why do you think I did that reply at him? Okay, and why do you think he never answered back when he does his shows? And even if I went on his show, I wouldn't last very long because I'm real. He's fraudulent. And he would just disconnect me from his show because he's there being paid money to do a job. He's a great order follower. He don't mind destroying his own society. He don't mind destroying anybody's life. As long as he's making that tool for his own personal gain, he don't care about nobody but himself. Okay, the guy's brainwashed. If you're in the military, you've been brainwashed anyhow. Anybody that's ever went through the military went through the brainwashing. That's what boot camp's about. Making sure you brainwash and have total control of the people you have in there. And you put your life on the line. You literally hand them over your life. And if you don't comply to their orders, they'll lock you up in a prison, you know. And so, same BS all over again. As far as are they scared of TFL? No. This is a psyop. That's what people need to understand. This is to build a history, just like what an error occurred. Am I still alive? I was the error because I was thrown off of my live stream. Okay. Well, this is all centered at the young people. That's where this is where this is centered from. Don't mind me, I just had a hiccup, an error showed up. And I thought maybe I went off stream. Maybe I was booted off a live stream. But it appears I'm back, and it appears Jeff's still here, so I guess I'll go on then, huh? I wasn't too sure. I mean, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if I was thrown off a live stream for talking about what I'm talking about. Because I'm sure they don't like me telling you and showing people what I'm showing them. I'm sure that probably just pisses them right on off. And I'm sorry that truth hurts evil. But if evil would stop being evil, if liars would stop being liars, because the only people that get hurt by truth are liars. You know, when you care about people as much as I've cared about people my whole life, then you only want what's right for everybody. You're not going to play favoritism. You're not going to paint one above another. Okay, so, you know, and then, you know, I laughed at the guy when he was talking about, yep, you want to be ready because they're going to be calling for interviews. And he brings up TFL, and he brought up, of course, turd flinging, you know, the monk, the man, flinging propaganda just like he was doing himself. But I was just curious how he managed to bring up TFL, that they're going to be calling for people. But they're not going to be calling nobody in TFL. I think if anything, they would just invent some character, an actor, to come up and pay him some money and give him a script, and he'll pretend he's a TFLer. Okay? That's about what I see happening. And if they was to actually try to get a hold of somebody, they would bring you on there and try to make you a mockery into the public. And shame you in the public's eyes and paint you out the villain, the bad guy. So you'd want to be very careful of that, you know, because that's about what they would do. That would be their intents. And you know, in the CNN interview, of course, she was acting all surprised, like, oh, she didn't know this was going on, and blah, 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 BS that she didn't know this was going on. That was so scripted, and then they focused in on only marriage. Only marriage, that men are only walking away from marriage and denying marriage. And that's never what men going their own way was about to begin with. How can you still anticipate in the dating arena and be jumping through the hoops to get a woman in your life and tell me you're a man going your own way. Because you're not a man going your own way if you're doing that crap. But see, that's because they can't have men really walking away. That's why I've said that over and over to you. Because Mgtow was the best idea I ever heard of. And I'm not even the one that created it. But the idea was so sound because that idea would have literally overturned years of brainwashing and social engineering. And they know it would have. Why do you think they're doing what they're doing to it? I knew once I heard it went mainstream, and I knew it went mainstream, I knew back then there'd only be one reason to go mainstream, was to destroy it. And when you really look, that's exactly what they're doing. They're destroying the concept of what men going their own way really is. Because they can't have that. And I'm sure I pissed them off, but I've pissed off the elite at the top for years now. Google's been pushing me back for a long time. I'm used to it. You know, I didn't lose my other channels and all of the videos that I've done for no reason at all. And it was never dating scene topic related that caused me to lose them. It was on the political end that I lost my videos. But I might lose them still with the dating scene topics because this is their next psyop. This is where they're moving. They created the problem that we're living, that all these men are going through that can't get a woman in their life, and all these toxic marriages that are falling apart and the way we treat each other has all been socially engineered by these clowns. Every last bit of this has. You know, Mark Passio just did a video, a news interview thing the other day. I've got it favorited on my channel. It's like 2.5 hours long, but it's definitely worth listening to. And if I was going to tell people who ain't awake to what's really going on to listen to anybody, I would send you to Mark Passio's way. Even the people who chase his shield, it's the truth that he's telling. He's well-spoken. He knows what he's talking about. And he touches these topics that I've been talking about for all these years. He brings them up. He talks about the war between men and women. He tells you straight out it was socially engineered. Of course it was. And the only people that can't see that are the people that don't want to see it. And if you're a truther up online and you think you're fighting against the NWO and you're turning your back to the manosphere, you're not fighting against the NWO. You're helping the freaking people you think you're fighting against. And if you think that a war of evil versus good so you can play selective on what evil you're going to fight, then you're a joke. You're a clown. You're a waste of everybody's time. And that's the way I feel about you. And that's anybody doing that crap. And if you're running on ego, you're another clown. Because you're corrupting your own self through your own ignorance, and you don't think you're ignorant, but you are. And I have trouble with that crap. I just don't handle that crap very well at all because corruption is corruption. Right is right, wrong is wrong. I don't care if 50,000 people are participating in something that's wrong. It's still wrong. It don't make it right because 50,000 people say a wrong is right. See, you know, that's, and Mark Passio will talk about natural law, not man-made enslavement, which he's correct about. What do you think all these laws that are being pushed are? They're being pushed by psychopathic criminals. And that laws that they're making don't apply to them. It only applies to you, the slave, the order follower. And then you have your thugs wearing badges that are perfectly order followers going out there. I mean, it's like the mafia and their thugs. And that's really what it is. It's like we're talking about the mafia and their thugs, okay? And when you're talking about CNN, or if you're talking about ABC, or if you're talking about CBS, or you're talking about Fox, or MSNBC, it doesn't matter. Every last bit of these people are controlled and owned and paid for. you're not going to get any truth. And even on alternative media online, you're still going to get propaganda. Who do you think owns the internet? The very same entity that we're fighting against. And for 1 minute, you think that somehow they can't. Oh, yes, they are controlling. They're controlling the narrative of everything, including the people speaking out. Why do you think there's censorship? Why do you think I've lost so many channels? See, I didn't take my videos down. They were taken down for me by evil. Okay? And then, and you got to get used to it, because every time it happens, you got to start all over again. And you're pushed down and you're pushed down to discourage you, to scare you off. That's what the green light through my window was about. That's why the feds were at my door. That's why I lost my job that I had. All because I do what you're seeing me do right now. I tell the truth. In a world of liars. In a world of people that don't want truth. But they all say they want the truth and they don't want to be lied to. And then when you tell them the truth, they get angry at you because they didn't really want the truth at all. People's brains are so messed up and so fried. I don't know what to tell you. But I know this. If we don't freaking get our heads out of our you-know-what and start looking for the causes, and us men don't stop fighting one another for tail and stop the BS childish behavior and start recognizing what's going on around you. I mean, that's really what's important, is for you to actually really recognize what's going on around you. And then for you to be able to recognize your own wrongs. Self-discipline, people. Recognize right from wrong and do unto somebody that you want done unto yourself, and never do unto anybody that you don't want done unto yourself. But it starts with us on an individual basis. And until we can do that, there's no help for any of us. That's really where it comes from. And for men to stand together, for men to really realize what's going on and start standing together, needs to happen. You need to quit making the TV set look right. The men are just stupid, dumb idiots. Because when you turn your back because you're chasing tail and you're afraid you might scare all the women off, you become part of the problem. You become a coward is what you become. As sad as it is to say, men going their own way was the answer if we ever wanted to correct the division on the genders. If masses of men would really go their own way and not give the woman a time of day, not even a date. Okay? Seriously. It only take freaking 5 years, 10 years, and the women would be furiously mad, but they would also back up and start thinking about why it's going on. And they would be looking for, why is this happening? And with doing so, the root cause would suddenly come out, wouldn't it? Sure would. And once that root cause come out, a big awakening would happen, and years of social engineering would be all screwed up, just that quick. And the genders would come back together again. And you'd be doing away with the toxic relationships and the double standards, which is corruption and one-sidedness that we're all experiencing over and over and over. So it's just, and the sad thing is in the manosphere, I don't care whether you're Mgtow, I don't care if you're TFL, I don't care if you're incel, I don't care if you're MRA, men's rights activists. We are all experiencing the same types of problems. That is the common denominator. And for us to be fighting one another is complete insanity. You're only enabling the problem to continue. That's all you're doing. So why are you complaining about a problem you want to go away if you're going to enable that problem to continue? I mean, it's insanity. I mean, if you're out of your minds, you've lost your minds, haven't you? You don't even know what you're doing, isn't that right? Because, you know, this BS in the manosphere of incel, TFL, and Mgtow, and MRA, I mean, MRA has been dodging me since I came online. What did that tell you? They were so-called men's rights activists. They were speaking out for the men. But when it come by speaking the real truth like myself or Steve Hoka, they ran. They wouldn't have a thing to do with us. That's because they were fraudulent. They were phonies. They wasn't real. They were fake. They were deceivers. They were liars. And that's what people need to understand, because that's who these people are. They're fraudulent, fake liars. What do you think you see this CNN interview, okay, on Mgtow? This was, I've always told you, the only reason Mgtow was put on CNN is because they're making themselves a history record. They have to carry on these types of stuff like they did with Elliot Rogers or the van run over in Canada that they blamed on an incel person. Okay? They got to carry on this stuff, and they got to create themselves a history. Because through creating a history, even if they use an actor right out of Hollywood like they did Elliot Rogers, then they can do what they did with the gun laws. They can pass fraudulent bills and call them a law and push it on you and take more freedom away from you. So how are you going to like it if you ain't got a woman in your life and you're the villain? And everybody's shaming you and blaming you because she rejected you over and over. You done everything society told you to do, and she rejects you in 1 to 5 seconds, and now suddenly you have mental health issues. And what they done to us is now our fault. Well, I'll tell you what, the only part of it is our fault that I'll agree with. It's our fault for allowing these psychopaths to get where they've gotten to begin with. And we can only stop them by realizing who they are, what they've done, and standing together against them in non-compliance in massive numbers. They get their power by scaring the shit out of us and then us listening on a massive scale. That's what they get their power from. And only us, the people, can take that power away from them. What do you think they want is divided? Because they're afraid of a gigantic uprising. Because a gigantic uprising would take them out of power. They all become accountable and held accountable for what they've done to all of us. But as long as we stay fighting one another, and we stay scared of them, that's what they do. Why do you think they do what they do? Because we've allowed it. We have to stop allowing it. That's really where this comes from. We have to stop allowing it. And we, the men, have to start standing together. Now, we can't do that if we're going to have all this infighting going on, now can we? And since we all have the same common denominator, who cares whether you're MRA or TFL or Incel or Mgtow? Why are you caring? Why are you labeling and putting groups together? So what? You can cause more division? So you can stay fighting one another and calling each other names? What is the real reason for it? Oh, because you're trying to get yourself a little bit of internet fame? Or because you got a high ego when you're running on corruption? You got to be here for the right reason. See, I don't care about fame. I never have. I'm not here for fame. I was here to help people. I'm here about the real truth and to help other people. That's what this is about. And how can I help you if you're not willing to help yourself? I can't help you if you're not willing to help yourself. Steve Hoka can't help you if you're not willing to help yourself. You got to first be able to help yourself. And you need to understand that us men have got to stop the BS fighting. We can't sit here in the manosphere and keep fighting one another and expect to ever accomplish anything. Because we will accomplish absolutely nothing if that's where we're going to keep going. And that's what we've been doing as long as I've been online. As long as I've been doing this, this is exactly what's been going on. And not a dang thing's changed. It's sort of like Mark Passio said in his newest interview. Not a damn thing's changed. Matter of fact, we're going in reverse. We're getting worse. So all these so-called truthers, but then what did you think is going to happen? When you have a bunch of fraudulent truthers speaking against NWO, speaking against false flags, and the majority of them are there on their ego. You have shields and plants that are working for the establishment. They're here to spill the propaganda and keep you divided. Then you have the fraudulent truthers that are here to monetize their channels and try to make money. Then you have the other ones that are here because they got an ego and they want fame. But they're all fraudulent. They're fake. I don't care how much truth they tell you. They're like Alex Jones. They'll be the first one to attack Alex Jones and then do the very same thing that Alex Jones has done because they got an ego. Do you see the corruption? It's no different than over here in the manosphere. As long as I've been doing this, MRA has hated me. Now, why would men's rights activists hate somebody who's speaking out for all of us? Seriously, you got to think about that. And that's been going on as long as I've been online. So what did that say about men's rights activists to begin with? See, it's all about pretend fame. It's all about me, number one, selfishness. It's all about infighting, right? Are you going to grow up? That's really what I'm going to say to you. Are you ever going to grow up, or is that your epic failure of life? To always be a child? While you criticize some young person and call him a child, here you are, don't matter what the number of your age is, you're still acting like a damn child yourself. How hard is it to start looking for the causes and stop focusing on symptoms? I see all these new people that have come up here that are speaking out on the manosphere that ain't been here very long, and they're taking credit for what they're doing that 20 people before them already done everything they're doing, talked about everything they're talking about. And they discredit them people like they never existed and want all the credit for themselves and brag themselves up because they got this ego running and it's corrupting them. And then they got their infighting because, well, I know I'm right and I know you're wrong and no, I know you're right and I know blah, 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 blah. And it just keeps going straight across the board. You know, and then you got the victim status. Who could be the bigger victim? Because we got to be a victim. We got to be the bigger victim. It's insanity. It's completely nuts. And meanwhile, while all of you men are doing this to each other, the TV keeps telling you you're dumb 365 days a year, and you keep saying, yes, I know, I'm dumb. I'm a man. That means I'm stupid. I'm dumb. Hey, that's why I say, what are you, out of your damn mind? Then the women are making you look just like you are stupid and dumb. So start growing a pair, growing up, become real, stop being fake, stop being hurt by truth, start recognizing causes of problems, not symptoms. And start working with each other, because in the manosphere, the complaints across the board, the majority of them are all the exact same complaints over and over. So it doesn't matter which name you want to go by. Whether you want to go by TFL or whether you want to go by Incel or Men Going Their Own Way or MRA or Whatever name you want to call yourself, I don't care. The point is we belong working together, not against one another. It's not about I'm more famous than you. It's not about I'm a bigger victim than you. It's about right and wrong. It's about recognizing right from wrong. That's what this has always been about. And it's about recognizing your own faults that ain't your fault through social engineering. And dumping social engineering, the programming. And using what's in your head. And start having critical thinking skills. And sit back and examine something and think about it. And don't just believe what's being fed to you. That's where this all comes from. And that's what I want to see for all of us. But I had to do that video I did. I'm sorry about the echoing. Okay, that wasn't my doings. I got a little pissed off when I heard the echoing. Because the only thing I could have done at that time was completely remove it and remake it. I didn't feel like remaking it. That happened when it processed out of the program I was using. Okay, and I don't know what glitch went in that caused the echoing, but it did. But since the majority of the video is not the clips I showed you, and you can find them clips online, I'm going to leave it up. Okay? Because it was important to show people who CNN really is. Time Warner and Turner. Who they really are. Okay? Who would be interviewing you? That's what was important. And showing how they're skewing the narrative and placing us in groups that they want us in and labeling us and lying to the world while they're doing it. That's what was important. So that if you get a call from CNN News, you understand who's really calling you. When you look at somebody like Turd Flinging Monkey, look at the name, examine the name, and read it in reverse and take the monkey off and turn it into monk. What do we see running around online? We got a new trend of men going their own way calling themselves monks. That's not an accident. They're calling themselves monks. It's in your face. And this new trend of men running around calling themselves a Mgtow monk, they're falling into a psyop is what they're falling into. And Turd Flinging Monkey, well, he's a monk. He's a man. That's what monk is a man. And he's flinging propaganda at you. And he's making a mockery out of you men. That's the reason they use that name, and you have to read it in reverse to understand who he is. You have to be smart enough to pay attention to his channel and see how professional of a layout he's got laid out. Then you realize military industrial complex, military media industrial complex, military CIA is who controls and runs the media in this country. I don't care what form it is. The powers to be are in control of this. The same entities always have been. You have a bunch of useless, mindless order followers that have been brainwashed, mind-controlled, that are up here doing this crap to us, and they need to be called out for who they are. And people that are up here for the tool, like Paul Elam, what do you think Paul Elam's really about? He's about lining his own pocket and helping the establishment so he can live a luxurious lifestyle and have his money. He don't really care about men's problems. You can't even talk to the guy or have a session with the guy without giving him money. Go to his website. He offers for a year for men. He offers you nothing. The only thing he offers is his hand is out for you to give him money. And then he's going to feed you mainstream narrative propaganda. He's never going to tell you a cause, a root cause. It'll always come back to it's your fault. your fault. The problems in society are your fault, even though he knows full well it's not. And meanwhile, he's collecting your money to lie to you. You'll go to Karen Stroud. You can go to men's rights. You can go to girls' rights. What? Karen Stroud. You can go over to the new feminist-run men's movement that's been doing this for 7, 8 years on us. And what have they accomplished? You already all know what they accomplished. Nothing. What they did accomplish was lining their own pockets and keeping themselves on that pedestal. And you notice they're talking about men going their own way. Well, of course they are. The entire idea was to destroy the concept. To destroy it before it ever took off. Because if it took off, it would have ended all the damn social engineering by the powers to be. So yeah, they couldn't have that, right? So if I'm dangerous to anybody online, the only people I'm dangerous to are sick, twisted people that are deceiving the public. Them are the only people I'm dangerous to. So if they're already a psychopath, a nut job, okay, then I suppose I'm dangerous to them. If they're a deceiver or a liar, then I might be dangerous to them, okay? Because they can't handle truth, because truth hurts them in their anal. And they can't stand being hurt by truth. When all they had to do is be honest and they wouldn't have been hurt at all. But that's above people's IQ anymore, isn't it? Everybody wants to be a liar. And then scream they don't want to be lied to. They don't want to tell you there's nothing wrong with lying. Nothing wrong with lying at all. But don't lie to me. You know how many times I've heard that? You know how many people actually have that kind of a philosophy? That it's all right to lie, but don't lie to me? Do you know how insane that is? Do you know that right there? That sentence alone, when you hear that come out of somebody's mouth, says they have some screws loose. Their elevator don't go to the top floor. That's what that screams it at you. That they definitely have issues. They're not credible. Why do you think I don't talk about a certain person if somebody keeps throwing into these live streams? I don't bring his name or talk about him anymore. Why? He's a deceiver. I suspect he's probably just like turd-flinging monkey. You know, the monk, the man, flinging propaganda. That's what he's doing. He's probably part of that same platform, military-industrial complex media. You know, liar, shill, plant, deceiver, somebody who cannot be trusted. That's who he is. I don't trust people that can't be trusted. Why would I trust people who can't be trusted? Gotta ask yourself that. If somebody's going to come up here and lie and lie and lie and get caught in a lie, why are you even listening to him anymore? What are you doing? How is that going to get you anywhere? It's the same as us all fighting one another. How could we get anywhere? How could we win anything? We can't. We've already lost by default. Because we're all fighting one another. And that's why I said I don't care what group you want to call yourself or what name. The common denominator is we're all facing the same problems. So start being honest with yourself. And stop lying to yourself. That's where this comes from. Stop lying to yourself, period. End of story. When you stop lying to yourself and you start being honest with yourself, then you realize what I'm telling you is the truth. It's the absolute truth. Okay, and you're not going to get hurt by the truth. What you're going to get hurt by is the lies. It's the deception that's destroying your society. It's the deception, the lies that's destroying our world. It's destroying all of us right under your nose. That's what's going to hurt you, not the truth. Okay, so if you enjoy being a slave, just keep going down the road you're going. Because that's what you are. You're a slave. And it's going to get worse, and it's going to get worse, and it's going to get worse. Because you have a world full of psychopaths who think they have the need to control other people. That think they own another human being's body and rights. And wants to totally control you. They want to tell you what you can think, what you're not allowed to think, what you can do, what color to crap, and how high to jump, and you're all just willingly bending over and doing it. And they get angry at people like myself who has the gonads to come up and tell the raw ass truth and don't back down from corruption. When you try shaming tactics on me, shame on you. It's not shame on me. And that's the way I feel about it. It's always been that way. You know, I've been attacked so many times since I've been doing this. I've had so many people try to throw shaming tactics at me since I've been doing this. I can't even count the heads anymore that's done that to me. That's why it was so hilarious with Jerry. Because the guy literally thought like he was going to be able to do this stuff, shaming tactics to me behind the scenes, to change me, to control me. And that came from his ego. Because his ego has corrupted him. And that shit don't work on me. I mean, you know, I was here long before Jerry ever came online. He had no idea, and I never lied to him. I told him what I've been through, but, you know, I ain't it's in this ear and out that ear because he got one viral video and his head swelled up and his ego took off and inflated. And I've seen this so many times with people, even in the real world, minus not being online on job sites. Egos, people's ego, corruption, people's heads swelling up like balloons and throwing any of the other employees under the bus for their own selfish gain. I have seen this corruption my whole damn life. And then when I come online and I have to see it online, of course you do. Because what you see in the real world represents online, doesn't it? Because it's real people online. And that's what we're talking about, and that's what's going on. It's not like Jerry was the first person. It's not like he's going to be the last person. I think the thing that disgusts me most about Jerry is I like the guy. The guy's actually pretty damn smart. He really is. He's an intelligent man. But he's allowed corruption to get a hold of him. And there's nothing I can do about that. I'm actually sort of sad about that because the guy has a lot of knowledge. He's a smart man. He would have been a good person to work with, but I can't work with somebody who's arrogant and allows their ego to take them over and then tries to control me and dictate me and tell me what I can and can't talk about and tries to use shaming tactics on me. I can't work with that. And then to come up and lie to the public and say how he was tired of the toxic relationship, how he was being abused to the public, but he didn't tell the public anything about what was really going on. He just flipped the script like we see our psychopaths doing. Our psychopaths in the world love to play the victim role. They'll be the perpetrator who will attack you and then come up and play the victim role as well and re-victimize you some more. We've watched this go on for so long. Happens with bullies in the school systems. The bullies bully the kid that's being bullied. Then the kid that's being bullied gets bullied by society, and the bully paints himself out as the victim. It's no different. It's the sick mentality that we have going on. But the one thing that I'll say is this. I've always been honest with people. I'm real. I might be what you call a realist. Because I'm quite real, and I'm not going to come up and propaganda nobody. I'm not up here to tell you lies. I'm not up here to hurt anybody. I want what's right for all of us. I even want what's right for Jerry. It's just Jerry don't want what's right for Jerry because Jerry wants his pretend little fame. Because he has his ego. You know, and there's nothing you can do about that. But I'm going to get on out of here. But definitely watch the video I posted up. And I'm sorry about the echoing. Not a thing I can do about that. I didn't want to have to remake the video, and that was the only way to correct it. For whatever reason, the program I rendered it out in decided to make it echo. And the only way I can fix it is to remake the entire damn video. Okay, so I didn't want to have to go there and do that, so... Hell no, I'm not no Trump supporter. I'm not a Bush supporter, a Reagan supporter. I'm not a Obama supporter. I'm not a Trump supporter. I'm not a left supporter. I'm not a right supporter. I understand that left and right is a paradigm. They're all one and the same, answering their same to their same bosses. There's never been two sides. There's only one side. There's always only been one side. There's never been two sides. Anybody that supports right or left is out there lunching their head. There is no Republican. There is no Democrat. There's just all the puppets, a bunch of puppets being controlled by the same entity and throwing a scam on the public. That's all that is. So, and if you want to be scammed, all you got to do is pick a left or a right. You can say you're a Democrat or a Republican and you'll be scammed. You can say you're a conservative and you'll be scammed. I'm against corruption, lying, and propaganda, period. And anybody that thinks the next president is going to make a change, I wish you'd just bend over and firmly pull your head out of your you-know-what. Because there ain't going to be no change until us people can get over the division, start realizing who our real enemies are, grow a pair of gonads, and start standing together instead of fighting one another. That's why I give abuse to the manosphere. Because you got all these different groups with different names, with all the same problems going on, all complaining about the same problems, and fighting one another. Which means they will absolutely never get nowhere. They will absolutely be a waste of everybody's time, including their own. It's like the phony truthers who want to get up here and complain about the false flags, the wars, the people dying. They tell lots of truth. But when it comes to the manosphere, hold on, I'm not going to talk about that. Okay? It's just insanity. If you can't be real, then why are you here? Seriously. If you can't be real, why are you here? If you have to be a liar or a deceiver, you don't belong here. You're an idiot. That's how I feel about you, okay? If you can't be real, you don't belong here as far as I'm concerned. Okay? Because I'm quite real. I don't run on ego neither. Forget that crap. That's the same thing as power and greed. If you want to be corrupt, you just have an ego and you'll become corrupt. You'll become no better than the people you'll be speaking against. As a matter of fact, you'll become just like them. I see it all the time. I've watched it my whole life. I don't run on that crap, and I never will. Because I mean what I say, and I'm real. It's not about fame. It's not about anything but getting us to understand what I'm telling you is the truth. Getting you to go look for yourself. And then getting you to be smart enough to understand that we have to stand together. We have to be able to work together. I didn't say we have to be best friends. I didn't say we have to live together. I didn't say we have to agree about every topic. But you also can't be fighting about every topic neither because you disagree about something. Or learn how to agree to disagree. But don't be here for the wrong intentions. Don't be willing to do something that you know is totally wrong. Recognize right from wrong. Recognize right from wrong and do unto one as you want done unto yourself. That is the best place to start. If you can do what's right unto somebody else that and never do something unto somebody else you wouldn't want done unto yourself, you have a really good start and you're going down the right path. Start caring about other people you don't even know. Because without care, we're never going to stand together. And in the manosphere, we need to do this. And I know I'm repeating myself, but I guess I just got to keep doing it until I drive it through people's heads till they understand what I'm saying and they start actually taking some personal responsibility. Don't be afraid to speak up. Don't be afraid. I mean, I would invite people to come on and do a live stream with me. Don't be afraid to speak up and say what you feel and what you see going on. Don't care what other people think about you. As long as you know what's right from wrong, why would you care? See, you shouldn't care. As long as you're doing right, you ain't doing harm onto somebody else, that's all that counts. And in the manosphere, we have to come together or we're lost. All you people are wasting your time. There's no point of being here if you can't stand together. But with that, guys, I'm going to get on out of here, okay? I think I've done it long enough for now, but that's what I had to say. And go back and watch the video I posted up today on CNN and Mgtow. And then go do some homework for yourself and start looking into things. And you'll see I'm telling you the truth. And with that being said, I'm out of here for now. And don't worry, I'll be back another day.